Hey guys, this is the Alter Ego here, chiming in to let you guys know that this episode is in association with LostContext.net. This channel mostly focuses on science and gaming, but they're branching out to build and become bigger. They have writers, streamers, and soon will have YouTubers. And Hysteria, Texas radio show will be part of the creator community. So definitely check out the LC community. That's LostContext.net. We will leave a link in the description, and thank you for tuning in.
You are now listening to Hysteria Radio Show.
Ay, papito. No lo va a meter el güey. Oh.
We're doing our meditation.
Meditation, actually.
Yeah.
Como le hacen, primos?
What's up?
That dick, I hope.
This is Hysteria, Texas radio show. This is the Alter Ego.
This is Dragon.
How you motherfuckers doing?
Hopefully good. Hi, I thought I was going to say something gay, huh?
Yeah, so tonight's episode is another Halloween special.
Halloween.
What is this, episode 10 now?
Yeah,
I think it's
so.
10.
Yeah, episode 10.
Not in, fuck it.
Thug Life.
Yeah, it is 10, because that last episode, remember I put the number 9 in the moon?
Well, not 739.
Alright, so tonight's episode is, as of now, we don't have a title, but obviously if you're listening to this, it has a title by now, so.
Yeah, fuck you. Chupas.
Suck it.
Can I watch?
But yeah, let's get into this. Here we go.
It has begun!
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, shit. It is
Recording us the whole time?
Yeah?
Fuck, man.
Yeah. I was. That's why I was choking and shit. No.
Yeah, in case you guys didn't get that, we were trying to do that Jason sound, like, shh, shh, shh. But we couldn't record the shit, so. No, actually, we were going to record it, but we didn't realize it was recording us instead.
Yeah, well, they'd have, like, technical difficulties. I don't know what the hell's going on with this shit. I quit. Fuck you. Yeah. But, once again, we're talking about the paranormal.
We feel more, like, chill, I guess, this episode, because this is the first episode we're doing with the lights out.
Right? So, like, we're completely naked, and we're comfortable with each other's shit touching each other. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's what I said when I saw it.
You guys are doing good. We already did the Hysteria intro.
Yeah, we already asked that. So.
Fuck it.
Thug Life. Yeah.
You guys are having a good October.
Oh, no, it's October.
Oh, for the people that like getting those seasonal beers, do you want to give that a mention?
Oh, yeah. Get it? Nah.
Got it.
No, yeah, Oktoberfest beer. It's like fucking amazing. If you haven't tried it, then you're a fucking piece of shit. It doesn't deserve to live.
There's a lot of pumpkin ale, huh?
Oh, yeah, it's pumpkin. Yeah, they have pumpkin ale and some other shit.
Yeah, so you guys like that pumpkin flavor. You might want to check that out. Those seasonal Oktoberfest beers.
My personal favorite is,
Sam
Sam Adams Oktoberfest. I like it draft, though. It tastes a little bit better than out of a bottle. But, I mean...
drafting here right now.
All right. Well, it's because it's the NHL draft.
I had tried that same one you're talking about with you. Man, it's been
a few years ago.
I thought it was good.
When we came up with Creep Murray?
Yeah.
Oh, you came up with that motherfucker.
Remind you guys, I'm not a big fan of beer, and that shit was pretty good.
Yeah. Take it from the Alter Ego.
Alter
And then
Primo.
me, the alcoholic. Yeah, drink it. But try it. It's pretty cool.
All right, so man, we have a lot to talk about.
And so little time.
Hope you guys enjoyed that last Halloween themed episode. Well, October.
Yeah,
whatever, you get it.
we're trying to ease you into the good shit, so we gotta get all the somewhat good shit, and then at least for me, for the last episode, we're gonna have to do a lot of translating on that motherfucker. But it's an interesting case, and if there's no room in that episode, maybe we'll do 2 parts. But I really want to talk about the occult and
Oh yeah, definitely.
scare the shit out of y'all. And mind you that what we mentioned in our first episode, that whenever we talk about this shit, it's not good because you attract bad shit to you. And after we recorded episode 1, we both had nightmares.
Yeah, we both had nightmares, and yeah, we're not gonna touch up on it because we talked about nightmares we had last time. So
Yeah.
we're just gonna let you guys know that we both had nightmares the same night.
Yeah, so as deeper as we get into this evil shit, it's probably gonna get worse, but
Yeah, so
nothing we can handle.
I believe I mentioned it
Can't
last episode, but if you listen to this, one of our few subscribers, you might want to check out something funny to take it off your mind before you go to bed.
You listening? No.
Your mother's gonna have fucking nightmares and sucking elephant dicks at.
That's the Halloween version of it, right?
I didn't do it right. I didn't do it with passion, but yeah.
Oh, the Christ passion?
Yeah, no. Alright, guys, so, where to start? But I definitely want to talk about the occult next time. There's also this video me and Dragon rewatched, I don't know, I think it was last week. Some guy was involved in, he was snatched up by some voodoo gang or some shit like that. Remember that video we watched?
Oh, I forgot.
I forgot.
Yeah.
That stayed up. It had the guy, the fucking, what is it called? The chessboard killer.
Oh, dude,
Remember he would lure people like into the parks and kill them. And,
I remember those, but
yeah, it was one of the first stories. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take notes for next episode. So we got some crazy shit to talk about.
I can't believe I forgot.
We got some crazy shit to talk about all month, and damn, it's already the 9th, October 9th. So this episode will probably be up in a day or 2.
Yeah, niggas late.
Yeah.
Us, I mean.
So, I mean, we can carry the scary shit on into November. Because just in general, these winter months, there's a lot of wickedness going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, where do you like to start?
I like to start on all 4s. I would like to, I guess, going back to the apartment I used to live in with my brother. Go back to when my mom was still with us. My mom, she has a lengthy history with the paranormal too, actually. I just remembered some other stuff. But I'll say some of her badass stories. Okay, that sounds fucked up, me saying they're badass.
Well,
they're badass as in, their strength of
like ranking and scariness.
Yeah, and scariness. But I could save that one for one of our last episodes, I guess, when we get into more demonic stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But this one I'm gonna mention. She would tell me that certain time at night, anywhere probably from like 1 or 2, it was dark because it was night. No, I'm just kidding. She'd see this the shadow come out of the restroom and walk towards the living room and just like look at me from where it was, and then it'd turn around and look at her. And the way she could tell that it was like, facing me or whatever, it was because it had like some weird ass fucking hair. And she described it like that nigga Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, that's how his hair was?
Yeah, she said it looked kind of like that, like like sticking out, the shadow and everything, which is what caught her attention. It's like, what the fuck?
It was like average height, tall, short.
Probably about your height maybe.
Damn, dude.
And she said like for a few weeks she'd see it like every fucking night. She'd wake up just in time to see the motherfucker. And she started telling me about it, and I was like, bullshit, It's probably just, it's probably a tremor or, the cat meowing.
Tremor or cat, yeah. I think we mentioned that.
Yeah, we did. And, I was like, man, whatever, just brush it off. So I grabbed a brush and just started brushing my arm. But this one time I woke up, and I just opened my eyes, because, that's what you do when you wake up. And I looked towards the doorway, and I saw a shadow coming from the restroom, passing by. And I thought it was my brother at first, and I just looked, and I was like, oh, I guess this nigga took a piss. Then it stops, and it slowly just turns its head, and I see that weird ass fucking hair my mom was talking about.
Oh man.
And I'm like, oh shit, I like completely like got scared and just froze like, oh shit.
How long ago was this?
Oh, it was a long time ago. This was before I met you. So my mom was still alive.
About how old were you?
Shit, I was legal.
Yeah.
Nah, I was probably 17 maybe.
Wow.
And also I guess I wasn't legal. But I I just, well, obviously I got frightened and just didn't move, and it was just staring at me. Then it turned back around, and it went exactly where my mom says it would always go. It would go to the heater that was in the wall and disappear. And then
Damn,
I heard my mom say, she called out my name, and she's like, "Is that you?" And I was like, "No."
John Wayne, man.
Is that you, John Wayne? I was like, "No, it's John that way."
I had to say it, dude. Remember, he said, "Is that you?" In case you guys don't get that reference, that's from I was gonna say The Naked Gun. What the fuck? It's from what movie is it?
Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket. That's right. Well, the sergeant, he's like, what is it? Some random ass dude said it. Is that you, John Wayne?
Yeah. Who the fuck said
Who the fuck said that? All right, man. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's cool. I know how we're opening the episode next. Or next episode.
Oh, nice.
But, well, yeah, my mom was like, she's like, is that you? And I'm like, no, but I believe you. I said it again.
We're still laughing about it. John Wayne. Hey, it's good to turn this shit funny because it's a pretty serious matter.
Yeah. I
got something to say after this too, so yeah.
Alright.
I continue. No, that's funny though, but yeah, continue.
Oh, that shit
got
got
me.
So
she asked if it was you.
Yeah.
And what happened?
No, she said, "Is that you?" No.
Hey, you, John Wayne.
And I just told her like.
Who the fuck said that?
I said that shit.
Oh, sorry guys. We're trying to be serious. We're laughing.
Well, we are. We're funnily seriously. Yeah, no, seriously. No, but she asked me that question, and I just said, "No, it wasn't me, but I believe you now."
That's crazy. Dude.
And then, well, I got another story that goes with that, but I'll let you go next.
You go?
Oh, yeah, that dude, that nigga Juice.
Alright, so what I was going to say, because we just basically went on a fucking rant laughing right here. But for anyone that doubts us, any of you doubters out there that think we're just spitting these bullshit stories for the sake of it being October. No, we could talk about this shit year round, actually. And
yeah,
there's a significance behind it because both of our families are involved in some twisted shit when we go back to our roots, our ancestors, go back in the family tree. There's some wicked shit on my side of the family, and there's some wicked shit on Dragon's side as well. So this is like a normal thing for us to talk about. It doesn't have to be mentioned in October. So
yeah,
just to let you guys know, we're always silly, but there's always some crazy shit happening or it happened to us in the past. Just to let you know.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that we always talk about this type of shit. On the show, we never mentioned it because it's none of your fucking business. No, it's just we're just saving it for October. But I mean, out of the fucking 9 subscribers we have, and if you have a story, just send us a message, tell us about it. Did a boogie verga touch you?
It's crazy, man, because I used to think it was bullshit when I was little. Like, I mean, when you're little, you get scared of almost anything. Fucking roach,
true.
Little ass roach. But as I got older, I was really skeptical about all this shit.
Oh, is that why you know how to draw?
Until until I started to experience and see it for myself. It's kind of weird, like, and I had family that experienced a lot of crazy shit too. I'm not gonna say any names, and hopefully it doesn't get to the certain family members that I mention. If it does, so be it. I'm just stating facts.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess where can I go from here? I'm going to mention my experience going to church when I was about 18 or 19. I'm just guessing, honestly, but it's somewhere around that time. I could say anywhere from when I was 18 to like 22, somewhere around there. So I was going to this church. I can't remember the name, but I was going for like a year. And it was all Spanish church. And I'm not so great at Spanish. I'm like fucking probably kindergarten level. And I just know a lot of bad words thanks to Dragon. So I'm not so great at Spanish.
You're welcome, mijo.
My pronunciation is pretty good. And it's funny because where I work, like someone will ask me something and I answer them like perfect fluent Spanish, and then when they try to carry on the conversation, I'm like, I don't know Spanish, and they look at me like, fucking liar.
Right.
So yeah, that
You fool 'em and
happens.
shit.
I was just like, my pronunciation is pretty good. But anyways, I used to go to that church for a while, and I think it was Pentecostal. I can't really remember. I didn't understand half of what was going on because I'm not so wide Spanish, but luckily I had a great friend that was a translator there, and it was a really great experience going to that church. They talked about a lot of real shit, and for all you people that, you don't believe in religion, I understand I don't believe in religion, but just going into believing into spirituality and believing that there's good and bad and there's entities out there, like we touched up on this last episode.
Yeah.
But let me get to the juicy details.
Mm.
So, I was going to that church for a while, and the reason I stayed going to that church because the
So you're
pastor,
bored? Yeah,
well, because the pastor's wife, she was one of those ladies that had visions, dude, and it was really crazy. Because at first I was skeptical of going to church, but at the same time I really enjoyed going because of the positive energy. Like it felt good being there, basically. And I remember one time I was having like a rough week, and the pastor's wife had came to me, and I always had to have a translator near me because I don't speak Spanish, and most of the people there didn't speak English, if not like maybe like 2 or 3 people. So she felt the need to come and talk to me. So
Keyword come.
it was translated to me that she said, "Oh, I understand you're having a rough time right now, and it's gonna be okay. And I know what you've been thinking at work." And at the time, I was working security at George R. Brown, and she literally, like pinpoint accuracy, said all the fucking details of what was on my mind, how I was feeling at the time, specific details, and I was just like, whoa, this is really no bullshit. So that really intrigued me to stay, and I became involved with going every week. And I kind of drifted away from the church, like, and it's sad because that church kind of started dying down. But at the mind state I am now, I believe you don't have to go to church to be spiritually connected with yourself and with those around you. That's just my belief. I don't think you need church to be a good person. So anyways, when I started going there for a few months, I was getting these really fucking weird experiences.
Sexual?
The first, fucking creepy though.
Oh, sexual creepy. Had a creep.
So every time, like after service, everyone would go outside and just hang out and talk. And I'm a big fan of basketball, so as a basketball go there, either I'd be shooting hoops or I'd just be chilling on the side of the building. And I started hearing growling, like ugly ass growling sound. It sounded like like a fucking creature, like a animal growling, like ugly.
Oh, easy. Was your stomach? You were hungry?
It was tremors and a cat. But I started hearing this ugly growling, man, like demonic, creepy fucking growling. You remember hearing those growling sounds on The Exorcist?
Yeah.
Those type of growling sounds.
I love it.
But it's so weird. It's almost like you hear it in the back of your mind, like when you're listening to a song and like in the distance you can hear like certain things that are implemented into a song. I would hear that shit and it creeped me the fuck out, dude. I would hear that growling when I go to that church.
I just got creeped out like a motherfucker. You're
So
just reminded me some shit. Yeah, keep going.
So, okay, guys. So if this part sounds a little like choppy, it's because we had to edit something
It's
out.
when Houston nigga chopping.
Chop the screw, chop all this. No, but we had to edit a little piece out of something I mentioned that I decided no, we can't have that in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, let me go back to what I was saying. I brushed it off hearing those sounds, like Dragon said, with the brush.
Oh, you still brushing it?
I figured, I don't know, man, maybe it's my mind playing tricks on me. So the next few times I went to service, I sat in the back, and there was only one other old lady that sat next to me. And I started hearing that growling again, but it sounded more intense, man, like really fucking creepy. And
yeah.
I as I was hearing the growling, dude, like I got chills, man, like, and I looked over.
Because you were under the AC then.
Tremor, cat.
Yeah.
So I looked over and I'm like, that fucking lady's not saying nothing. There's no way that lady's the one growling. There's no way. So I, had the translator tell the pastor's wife, that lady that had the visions, I had them tell her what I was experiencing going to church. And she said, that's natural for a lot of people that seek spirituality. No matter the form you seek it, whether it's personal, church, whether you're trying to change yourself spiritually, you'll have experiences like that. you'll have entities attack you in dreams. They'll fuck with you like that. Like you'll hear growling. You'll see shadows in the corner of your eye. And I don't have an understanding of it fully. I would like to, and yeah, I'm gonna look more into that. So I started having really weird dreams around the time, and I'm not gonna, basically they're fucked up nightmares. And one time I was sitting there at the church, and they started having like a worship song, like a nice spiritual song or whatever. And I remember like looking towards the band, and the pastor actually was the one singing the song. Like sometimes people there that would attend, they would take turns singing the song, or somebody like, hey, I want to sing this song. They were like that. They were cool like that. If someone wanted to stand up and share a story,
you sing some Slayer.
they would. If someone wanted to stand up and share a story or sing a song or anything, everyone felt free to go up the stage and do so. So they're singing a song, and I'm sitting there, and like I'm looking at the pastor, I'm looking at the band, and then this fucking something went inside of me, dude, like a rush of anger.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to destroy the church. And like the music they were playing is just had good vibes, good energy, but something came over me, man. I was really fucking angry there, and I wanted to destroy all the instruments. I wanted to hit the pastor. I wanted to start just destroying the church. So in my head, I started praying, like, man, please, like, let this go away from me. And, I'm not saying you guys got to believe it out there, but firsthand, like, I experienced it. It was really fucking creepy. And I'm not trying to bullshit you in any way, shape, or form, but yeah, that was a pretty intense experience for me. So what would you like to share about what I remind you of when I mentioned the growling?
That I'm hungry. You remind me
hungry, John?
when I lived in Katy, first, like, probably, well, I only lived there for a year, but like, shit, like the first 8 months were pretty good, I was like, I handled it pretty good. I could ride that shit hard. No. Nah.
So I guess most of our subscribers are from Houston, but describe to them what's the difference of Katy compared to Houston.
Well, first of all, the spelling, the name, well, the difference between that, Katy is a small city west of Houston, and for some reason, a lot of people think like Katy's part of Houston. No, it's not. You got your own fucking mayor because you're on your own little city.
Katy, Texas.
You might have HPD out there, but that's probably because you're too small of a town to have your own police force.
The H is silent. It's Katy with the HKATY.
Damn, or DICK.
HPD, that's what it is. But the H is silent. It's still Katy Police Department. Nah.
Well, I may be wrong. Maybe they have a police force now. I don't know. I haven't been there since.
Because it's not in Houston.
Hey, I don't give a fuck, nigga. But yeah, Katy's a lot smaller, and I was staying in these apartments, and I'd never lived alone I lived alone by myself, nigga. I never lived by myself. It was the first time, and I was kind of nervous because of all the paranormal shit I had experienced in life up to that point. But I could actually go to sleep with all the lights off, and I was like, "Say you." Let's see your shadow.
I was stuck in my head too, John Wayne.
No, but it was good. It was good, and then started having. It all started with I lived on the second floor, and it started with the door to like the little closet on the balcony.
Oh, it's fucking cat tremors.
Yeah, well, it was because I was a big pussy, so I was the cat. No, but it all started with that door outside that I'd never go on the patio unless I was drinking with my friends from Katy. But I noticed it would just open by itself. I would never actually see it open. But when I was eating breakfast in the morning before I left at work, I had the shades open or whatever a little bit. And I could see that it was closed. It was a heavy-ass door. There was no way it could fucking open by itself. I tried yanking on it.
Probably tremors made the door.
Yeah, it made it move sideways. Dude, I didn't think of that. And yeah, it wouldn't open. And I'd come home from work. The door was open. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't pay attention to it. I just leave it alone. And I got this little ritual where I'd close it after it was open for a week. It was weird, right? I let it open for a week. And then I'd close it. And then a day later or two, it opened again by itself while I was at work. And I was like, all right, I'll give it till, so and so day. It's been 7 days. I just close it. Why? I don't know why I gave it 7 days.
So weird.
That I was just like, yeah, I'll close it in a week. And one time I was just like, why the fuck is that shit even opening? And I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna close that shit right now. It's starting to piss me off. And I close it. I went back inside. Nothing happened. But later that night, though, yeah. All right, I was obviously, I like to go to sleep with a Bluetooth speaker, just jamming and shit. I just jam classic rock when I go to sleep. And I was just jamming like I always do because it kind of makes me feel calm. Takes the nervousness away or whatever.
Yeah.
I was...
Sure, ambiance music to relax your mind and knock out.
Yep. And, yep. I was just,
Yep.
just fucking lay down, went to sleep. And then, I kind of like, when you move, you wake up and shit.
Yeah.
I did that, and I was like,
But just like adjust yourself in the middle of sleeping or what?
Yeah, I just adjusted and opened my eyes, and music was still playing, and it was, I can't remember what song it was playing, but obviously I knew this wasn't part of the song. Chupa chupa. And I was just kidding. I moved over, woke up, and I could hear the music playing, and I could hear.
Oh shit, dude!
Come out through the speaker, and I got
now seeing that, you reminded me of something else. Wow, that's creepy, dude.
I just got chills. Oh, you see, I love it. Damn it, we're gonna keep saying this.
I know.
But I heard that, and I got so fucking scared because when that shit came out through the speaker, like the music stopped playing, and my fucking heart was pounding, kind of like you pound me. No, I'm just kidding. I was pounding. I was pounding. My heart was pounding so fucking hard that I got so scared. I literally almost pissed myself because I was holding it to go because I didn't feel like getting up.
Wow, dude. And
then when I turned around to look at the speaker, like the classic rock just started playing regularly again.
Wow, that's fucking scary. Dude, now that you mention that, there's been time. Okay, I don't know. I don't care who the fuck you are, man. I'll be honest. I ain't no bitch dude, and I would like to consider myself a brave guy, but there's been few instances where I was so fucking terrified at something, and something came across my mind, and I was scared of looking into this creepy shit because that's what we enjoy it, but not for the wrong reasons. We like to gather info on it because, like I said, it affected our family back in our family tree. My side and his side, so
for all we know, it could be shit that's been haunting our family for generations.
Yeah, and I guess from whatever they did, it manifested this shit as well to torment the family and curse the family.
Yeah, and it's just going down the family tree.
So yeah, like I said, I don't care who the fuck you are. There has to be at least one time you could recall of being so fucking terrified that you were scared to even cut the corner in your room, to go to the bathroom, go to the kitchen for anything. You want to run back and cut the lights on, cut them off as you go real quick.
Fuck yeah, I used to do that shit.
Yeah. And it's really crazy, man, because that I mentioned going through doorways and cutting corners in your home. I remember this guy, he's a YouTuber, and his name is Time Lord Oshiola1. And that guy spits a lot of knowledge, man. He's a really wise dude. He's like an older guy. Yeah. And I caught him in a live stream once, and he mentioned going through doorways and going through doors. They're like hexes because they're made like coffins. So you gotta, when entering that, you're almost going through a curse. It's really fucking weird. I fully don't understand it, and I'm gonna look into it. So you viewers, you subscribers, you listening, check it out. It's very interesting, and it's, in a way it makes sense because. Think about it. Every time you go through a doorway, you feel this energy as you enter the room, depending on the atmosphere. And no, not the temperature, but the energy.
Well, the energy is an atmospheric temperature of outer space. No,
just like saying random shit.
Yeah.
John Wayne, that you.
Damn, that shit creeps me out because how many fucking houses do I go to a day?
And how many doorways do we go through? And it's crazy because you could literally be in one room and go to the next and. It just feels completely different. You could fucking...
Yeah, true.
What's the cliche term? You could slice the tension in the air with a knife.
Yeah.
So...
I'd rather shoot the bitch.
And it kind of makes sense and it lines up because we me and Dragon, we love the show Ghost Adventures, and we love like a lot of paranormal stuff. Like it's really creepy.
Yeah.
And in a sense, a lot of these houses they go to, they have these demonic entities or these strange paranormal happenings. It's usually focused in the room or focused in the area.
Yeah, just in one area.
And they notice when they go through doorways, go through
and
areas.
they always mention it too. They're like, oh, dude, like it feels so different than we're over there, and then feel the chills and shit.
So keep that in mind, guys. It's very interesting. A lot of this stuff kind of falls into place and makes more sense as you discover different key elements from different sources.
And by the way, Ghost Adventures is pretty badass.
Yeah.
To me, that's one of like the authentic shows. I've been watching them since they first started, and I mean, I truly believe they ain't bullshitting because some of the stuff that they've experienced, I've experienced it too.
It's true, man. All these episodes, like this is why we watch the show because we can spot bullshit a mile away. So all these episodes, they usually back it with history, with facts. I mean, you can't say 100% detailed, 100% facts because a lot of people are skeptics.
Yeah.
That's why I like these shows that bring skeptics along, and they're like, "Whoa, shit."
Oh yeah, they've had a few on there too.
The unexplainable happens, and
as a matter of fact, one of their guys that is on there now, when I first started bringing him in, he was a skeptic, and now he's all into that shit, and he's like one of the main guys who are in the show.
It's crazy, man. This world is definitely strange, man, and fact is stranger than fiction, honestly.
Yeah, and he's had some fucked up experiences.
So, what Dragon mentioned about listening to the music. I used to be in a band. I'm not going to say the name or anything. I'm not trying to promote it because we don't play anymore. And I would like to say my cousin's name, but I'm not going to give his name because I'm not sure if he's comfortable with it or not. But
Papacito?
maybe one day he'll leave a comment about this because he was right there. He's the witness. So we used to always have band practice every Fridays or at least once a week, as much as we could. Sometimes two times a week. Well, anyways, we had this one session. We practiced for like an hour or so. And we always practice in the garage at our drummer's house. So everybody kind of, after we practice, everyone would split off and do their own thing. And then, like, oh, I'm going to go use the bathroom. I'm going to go here. And me and my cousin decided to chill in the garage. And I don't even think the speakers were connected. I'm not sure. Maybe he would remember that part. But no one was no one was near a mic, mind you that, whether it was connected or not. There was no one near any mics, and we had the PA system set up in the garage. And I'm standing far away from the mic in the corner of the garage, and he's standing on the other side messing with his guitar. He was nowhere near the mic either. And we heard, like similar, very, very similar to the sound you heard.
Yeah.
As soon as we heard it, like our eyes opened wide, and we looked up at each other like, what the fuck? Was that you? Like, no, what the fuck was that? And we literally felt creeped out after that, man. It was fucking scary, dude.
I bet, man. Especially hearing it amplified to the fucking speakers.
Yeah, dude. It like came, man. I don't know. It can't be no bullshit that people say like interference with the mic or this. No, I don't know no fucking interference that will make that sound. I mean,
right. What type of hardcore interference would fucking even do that? Maybe the cat.
And it's not so much the sound it made. It was the feeling we had after it made that sound. It's really scary, man. Like, I notice every time I talk about this shit with anyone, like, basically everyone we've talked to about things like this, they've had their own experiences as well. Like, they even have fucking celebrity ghost stories. Like, they're people like us too. Everybody experiences this crazy shit, man. It's, the unknown, I guess. So, where would you like to go with this next? What do you want to share next?
The yes stories.
Which one you go with
nigga,
first?
I said yes stories.
Oh, hey.
It's the hey stories, yeah. Hey,
Uh,
football head. Hey, Arnold.
Dragon actually has a few more stories to share, and well, one of them we're both involved in. So yeah, we got a few more things to talk about, guys, and I hope you enjoy these episodes. I mean, we're gonna push them out regardless whether you like them or not, because we wanted to listen to them for ourselves.
Yeah, that one we're like, hey, remember that story? Oh, let's pull up Hysteria. Yeah, and, fucking
Exactly.
make people listen to it and shit.
Yeah.
No, but let me start with I guess I'll start with this weird dream that kind of turned into somewhat of a reality like a few days later. I know I say I want to get into dreams, but
Oh yeah, this one, the exception of this one, this is crazy.
I kind of have to say like the background story, but it happened in the back. That's what was background. No, no, but I was just asleep, and Same apartment where I live with my mom and my brother, but she had already passed. So just me and my brother. This one, damn, they're making food. I smell that shit.
You hungry?
Yeah, but anyway, I had this nightmare that all of a sudden I was just in the living room, but the lights wouldn't cut on, and my brother and my other friend were there too, and we were like, dude, what the fuck is that noise? And we could hear like a little evil baby like laughter and crying. Then all of a sudden, like, well, my brother grabbed a flashlight, and we were just trying to shine it on the wall. I think it was a flashlight.
Yeah.
Nah, he grabbed the. He grabbed the.
You gotta be stupid, guys. You know us.
He grabbed the flashlight, and we were trying to shine it on each other's cocks. Now, on the wall.
It was a light up flashlight.
He said he struck that hole. It turns.
Dude, I can't see. Oh, hold on.
Hold on. It's just going faster. No, but we started aiming at the walls, and we saw like this figure just running up on the wall, like across the walls and up to the ceiling. And we were like, dude, what the fuck is that? And like we saw it fall, and it looked at us and it started hissing, and it was a shiesty ass little baby. Basically.
What can you describe that it looked like? Okay, this is the dream still?
Yeah, this is the dream.
Okay.
But you gotta laugh at this shit. Usually you know how old we are, so I don't know if these motherfuckers are gonna remember. You ever remember seeing that old ass show, Ally McBeal?
Yeah.
You remember that fucking shiesty 3D baby she used to see?
Oh yeah.
Dude, it looked just like that.
What the fuck?
For real, it looked fake like that too. But
was it creepy though?
Yeah, its facial features were demonic.
Wow.
In nature, because the way it looked, I was like, and I had the teeth and everything. And then all of a sudden, I grabbed my brother's shotgun, and when it stopped to look at us again, to his, shot that bitch, and I killed it, and it just like fell on the floor, and I just kept shooting that bitch until I ran out of ammo on the shotgun.
Wow. And
then I woke up, and I go to the living room, and my brother was asleep, and I'm like, I was like, that was fucking crazy. And then I go back to sleep, and then fast forward like 3 or 4 days later, my brother and the friend who was in the dream too, were chilling. But these motherfuckers, they used to smoke weed all the time. I'm not trying to condone that you smoke or whatever.
They were daily stoners, huh?
Yeah, we're daily stoners. Me, I don't like smoking. I prefer drinking. But I got home. I got released from work early as fuck that night because it was about 2 or 3 in the morning. Yeah. And I worked overnight. And I got there, I opened the door, and I see these motherfuckers get all creeped out or whatever. They're like, oh shit, it's just you. Like, damn, what are you doing here early? And I was like, oh, I got off early as fuck. And they're like, dude, it's fucking crazy. And I'm like, what? He's like, me and your brother were just chilling here smoking, just jamming and shit with the lights off. And we started hearing something running on the walls. And I got chills. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, you for real, dude? He's like, yeah. Like, sounds like a little creature just running inside. Oh, and I'm like, man, well, these niggas are high, And then, as I'm walking halfway to my room, I hear it running on the walls, on the wall that's through the threshold that I have to pass to get through my room. I hear it running, basically running towards me. And I heard, John, where is that? Oh, is that you? I think I said it backwards. But I heard the running, like the little footsteps, and I was like, oh, shit. And fuck, I'm about to say his name. My friend's like, dude, did you hear it? And I'm like, yeah. And he looks at my brother's like, dude, see, it's not us. Wow. He's like, dude, I thought it was us. We were high as fuck. And I'm like, nah, dude, I hear that shit. And I heard it like do like 3 full laps, like quick as fuck around the living room, and it disappeared. We didn't hear that shit again.
That's fucking crazy, man.
And it kind of creeped me out because I had that story, and then I told my brother about it. And the motherfucker grabbed his shotgun. He was just sitting with it.
Okay, I hate to mention this too, but demonology. I wonder if like these depictions, these images, like if they truly look like that, because there's some crazy shit when I see those images.
Oh yeah, and I don't want to see them, and I'm getting chills because I've actually seen a few like images or whatever. Yeah. Not like personally, but I mean like on a computer. Yeah. And yeah, it's scary. It scares the shit out of me. Then I stop looking into it because once again, how we go back to demonology. Yeah. The more you know, the more they fuck with you.
And we're kind of gonna talk about this for future reference, which will be an episode coming up soon when we're gonna mention the story of Casa Josue.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're gonna get fucked with whenever we do that episode. So
Oh man,
we're gonna have to
yeah.
we're gonna have to be prayed up and have some positive energy. But we're really pushing these episodes out because, you know, for one, it really intrigues us, and two, this is like our audio journal. So
Yeah, pretty much. You want me to say another one?
yeah, go to the one that kind of ties into both of us.
Another one. Yeah. But we're gonna. Damn, I didn't even know how to start that one. But there's several. Well, this happened to me several times. This one's called. Hey. I wish I knew what the fuck it was, but it was a while back. Me, the alter ego here, and my brother.
Would you like for me to start off how I heard it and how that story went?
Well, yeah, because I didn't hear it that night.
Oh, okay.
Or that
yeah,
day.
we kind of did it. We started off backwards there for a second,
backwards.
but fuck it. Okay, so me and Dragon, obviously we've been friends for years now, and I used to always stay the night at his house back when he stayed at the old apartments with his brother, and this was how many years ago? Just a guesstimation.
No, I'd say probably 6 to 7 years ago.
Okay, so I mentioned this in previous episodes of this badass love seat he had in his room that was pretty comfortable and I would knock out on. So one night we got back from a show I think it was a show probably, right?
Yeah, because we were tired as fuck.
Yeah, we got home pretty late and I knocked the fuck out, man. And you know, when you wake up in the middle of the night, like you don't have to take a piss or anything, but you just happen to wake up and your eyes seem so fucking hazy and blurry. Even though it was dark in your room already.
Well, that's me every day because I wear glasses.
It was dark. It was dark in the room already, but you know, I opened my eyes and you fucking got the crust in your eyes and you see so blurry. But I was so fucking tired. But something woke me up and I opened my eyes and I was sleeping with my face
towards the cushion
of the couch.
Yeah. So
the room was open behind me and you were lay on the bed right there next to me, and then from your bedroom it went directly into the living room. So I'm laying there in the middle of the night. I wake up. Mind you, I have no idea what time it is because I was too scared to even fucking turn my head to look. But at the same time, I was so fucking sleepy that I knocked out right away after. So this is what happened. I'm laying there on the love seat, and I wake up in the middle of the night, when I'm assuming it was the middle of the night because it was dark as fuck, and I hear something behind me, and I hear it go, hey, like literally I'm almost doing it spot on. Like, that's exactly how it sounds. And I'm just, dude, like, I got goosebumps everywhere. And I was so fucking scared, but I was so fucking sleepy at the same time. So, in a way, like, my mind tricked itself into thinking it was a nightmare. And I was so tired, I knocked back out.
Yeah.
So, I woke up in the morning, and it was really fucking terrifying. So, I told Dragon about, you know, what happened. I told him, dude, I don't know if it was a dream or what, but I basically explained the same shit to him, and that's when your brother came in the room.
And he heard it too. That's the crazy part. Okay,
Dragon's brother came in the room, and he's like, "That you, John Wayne?" No. I'm sorry. No. I had to say that. I had to laugh because it's just getting too creepy.
Yeah, I had to.
Okay, so he comes in, he says that you, John Wayne. No. He comes in, he's like, "Really, dude? Like, you heard something saying that? Because I heard the same shit. And I thought it was you, John Wayne." he said, I heard the same shit and I thought it was you, dude. Like, no lie. I heard the exact same shit. I told him, did it sound like, hey? And he just, yeah, fucking exactly like that. He goes, it wasn't you, dude? I was like, no. He goes, I fucking got up because I heard that shit and that shit scared me. He goes, so, you know, just like Dragon said his brother had a flashlight. So he said that he walked into Dragon's room because his room would cut into the bathroom from the living room to Dragon's room to the bathroom. So everything was like connected right there. So it was like an apartment he was staying in. So his brother said, he goes, I went in the room and I shined the light on you, but you were knocked the fuck out, dude. So I was kind of creeped out. So I left the restroom door open and I took a piss, but y'all were knocked out. I heard the same shit.
Damn.
And I remember looking at Dragon as I was saying the story, and he kind of had that look like, nah, y'all niggas are playing. But that's where you continue the story now.
Yeah, and that's fucking.
It's scary to talk about, man.
Yeah, this one gets me because of the last story involving the hay that I'm gonna fucking mention.
Yeah.
Well, it sucks because I have to kind of explain what happened.
Well,
Get a little bit.
try to explain briefly, but still include the details of the story itself.
When I'm at the situation with my brother, when I first heard it.
Yeah.
Because he was gone already. I'll save that for another episode, maybe. Well,
Well, it involves the hay, right?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying what happened to my brother. But,
okay,
but the
so
hay.
yeah, give these guys, I guess,
All right, the hay is probably a few months later. The hay is like I said, a few months later. I still worked overnight, and because of certain circumstances, I left the apartment, and I left a cat there that the neighbor was taking care of. So I went there with some food, big ass bag of food, so she can feed the cat or whatever. And she doesn't open the door, mind you, it's like early in the morning, like fucking 6:30 or 7.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, fuck, let me call this bitch. She don't answer the door. So I was ringing about, I still get creeped out on this part. It was ringing, just, regular, and it's just ringing. Then by the third or fourth ring, this voice cuts in, hey. And oh man, I still get chills when I first heard it.
Did it sound just like the one I heard said? Or
no, mine's been different from y'all's.
Yeah.
Y'all sounds like evil in a way. Mine is just like a regular guy going, hey. And when I heard it, I heard, hey, I got chills all over my body, and I was like, fuck. I hung up the phone and I just went in my car, and that's when I was staying with you at the time.
Wow.
And I just like fucking sped to your house. I was like, fuck that. And anyway, I think I told you like when I woke up, because I slept during the day or whatever, and obviously you're up during the day.
Yeah.
But when I saw you again, I told you about it. I was like, dude, I heard the hay. And then this other time, we were at your drummer's house. Yeah. Remember, we just randomly just started talking about scary shit.
Oh, is that where that night that I mentioned about the music to you? Like, dude, I've been looking into these bands, and all these fucking dudes have, their satanic origin with all these bands and like occultic symbolism and all this shit in the music. And okay, I know all you guys are like, oh yeah, Illuminati and Satan this and all that bullshit. But when you really look into this shit, you find some really weird things, man. So yeah, that's what me and Dragon were talking about that night.
Yeah, and we're sharing like ghost stories, and it was late as fuck. And I was dropping him off. And I probably, the route I take, to get back home after I drop you off. I take the same route when I got to that stop sign right there by the corner store that I usually go to. Actually, and no motherfuckers, I'm not mentioning this artist just because he died, but I was legitly listening to Tom Petty.
Whoa, that makes it that much more crazy now.
Yeah, I was jamming.
Holy shit, dude.
I was jamming Tom Petty. And his most famous one that you guys need to buy on iTunes for $129. No, I'm just kidding. Tell you the truth, it's between two songs. It was either Learning to Fly or the Waiting. Yeah. And I pull up to the stop sign, and I was just remembering like, damn, me and you, we've been through a lot of paranormal shit.
Dude, I'm just still tripping because you were listening to that. We're talking about it now. It's just fucking weird.
Right? Yeah. But I it's after 3 because I remember messaging you right away after that happened because I got so fucking scared. So, I'm jamming, it's whatever song, one of those two songs. And as soon as I pull it to the stop sign, the music just cuts off. Like, it sounds like it got interference, and I hear, hey. And I'm like, oh, I got chills right now. I was like, fuck. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. And, the song just cut, like, the song, like, lowered. Kind of like when you're listening to Pandora and you get a message, how it lowers the volume. That's what happened. And I wasn't using my phone.
I'm getting chills thinking about it, man.
I was using my iPod. I was, how the fuck is it going to get interference from anything? But I was, and it wasn't Bluetooth. It was directly connected to it. And And, it could have been a notification because no internet connection. But literally the volume just lowered real quick on the music. And then, hey. And I drove home, and I was just like, oh, hijo de pinche madre.
I think that night you stayed messaging me for about 30 minutes. You said you were creeped out.
Yeah, I was. And then that's when he works overnight again, my cousin. I stay with now.
So you were home alone.
Yeah. I was so scared, man. I was like, fuck.
Wow. I'm going to share a few things that my family has experienced and a couple things that I've experienced at this old house I stayed at and the one time I was showering at the apartment, your old apartment where you stayed with your brother.
Yes.
Anything you would like to mention afterwards? You'll think of something?
Yeah, I'll probably think of something.
So I guess I'll share this and then we can wrap up this episode.
That dick.
What's up?
No. Oh, damn it. We need to come up with cues. So I was going to say, let's take a quick break.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad, dude.
No, that's cool.
Okay, so what would you like to put a song in here or something or not? We'll cut back in and they'll know that we had to take a break.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, we'll surprise you.
We'll
Just keep listening.
We'll just cut back in. All right.
Yeah.
Or there's gonna be a little edit here, and we'll cut back in. So.
Or is there? You're still waiting, huh?
We're back. We're back from the edit.
I got nothing.
John Wayne. All right, so we're gonna be wrapping this episode up pretty soon, but I'm gonna share a few more things, and Dragon's probably gonna chime in and roar, breathe fire.
Burn niggas up.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump around here with a few little random things that happen. Well, at least experiences from my family, and I really want to get a guest on the show, man. Possibly our friend that is across the street, because I talked to him one night about paranormal shit for like the whole night, experiences that his family's had, and so that'd be great. And he can give himself an alter ego.
All right.
So he's gonna give himself me.
Anyway, I'm
Okay,
glad I get to watch.
I am going to mention some things that happened in the old house I used to stay in on a street called Sunnyside. It wasn't so sunny there.
It was darky side.
It was a dark and gloomy night on Sunnyside.
That badass voice.
Okay.
Sounded like John.
Like that badass old school like radio host that's selling like scary stories in the 50s and shit.
The 50s, the 350s.
Okay, so at this old house on Sunnyside, man, so many of my family members like flocked in and out of that house. It was like the house where like the elders would accept everyone in, the uncles and everyone. One family would stay there, and then another one would be staying there months later. It's just to help them get back on their feet.
Rotate and shit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And there was a point where we stayed there, me and my parents.
Yeah.
Okay, so my grandmother has experienced a lot of paranormal shit, a lot of entities attacking her, and we're gonna touch up on that in another episode, which me and Dragon should have been recording yesterday because we had this long ass badass talk that could have been a great episode.
I know. You know what? I am going to buy a badass digital recorder, so in case that ever happens, we just start rolling.
Yeah, man, it just happened, man, spontaneous and
human combustion.
Yeah. Come bust.
Come bust in you.
Okay, so at this house in Sunnyside, my grandmother experienced a lot of things, and actually, I think she's experienced things since she was young. I'm not sure her age. I honestly don't know. I'm bad with ages and dates and sometimes even names. So
it happens.
Okay, so at her house, the water used to randomly cut on in the shower. Like you could hear the fucking knobs turn, and it would cut on.
That's what I'm gonna know. That
they would have like that shit would happen. Things would get thrown across the kitchen.
Oh shit!
Like, they would hear things hit the wall.
Poltergeist activity.
Yeah, dude. One time she had, like I said, like families were in and out that house. She helped them get back on their feet. That's how my grandparents were badass like that.
Yeah.
So.
That one aunt stayed there probably. That one aunt stayed there. That one that.
I don't know, dude. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe. Okay, so there was a family like they're close.
That scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, I'm gonna mention that next episode. So there were friends of the family, like it's basically those friends of the family. They're basically considered family. Stayed at that house with my grandmother one time, like. Their sisters and everyone, like their mother and father, and they would always get into it with each other, man. Like the sisters were always arguing and fighting, and one night they were arguing about some dumb shit, and something went flying. I think it was like a little basket of fruit on the table, a fruit basket. Like, you know, the classic when you go to your grandmother's house, she has that basket with like fucking apples, and she has pears and bananas and shit on the kitchen table.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
That shit went flying, dude, from the kitchen and hit the wall in the living room. And all those girls,
that was a trimmer, dude.
It was a trimmer. A cat threw it.
Yeah.
Okay, all the girls in the house screamed, dude, and they ran out the fucking house. They didn't run into another room. They ran out the house. They were all terrified. And my grandmother, like, nonchalantly told them, yeah, like, shit like that happens. It's happened to me since I was young.
Oh, shit.
So, my grandma, when her brother stayed with her at one point, she said that the entity that would fuck with him would always put, like, I guess it was a Hispanic entity. Yeah, he would always put Tejano music.
Oh, damn.
And to the point where her brother would be like laying down at night, and the radio would literally cut on and the knob would turn this to the station of like Spanish and turn up.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
Try to get that shit lit. Nah.
Pretty intense.
That's crazy. The volume would actually go like he'd blast that shit. Or?
Yeah, and this one, okay, man. My grandma's not one to lie though about this, and I'll touch up on this next episode. But one time my grandmother told me how the water would cut on. I was like, damn, like I was 15 at the time, and at the time you always think everything's bullshit when you're 15.
Yeah.
So I joked about it, but still to this day, thinking about the story, I'm still really skeptical about it. Now I said that the shower would cut on.
Yeah.
One night, her and my grandpa were there, and the shower cut on, and they seen wet footprints leave the house.
What the fuck?
And I was like, damn, the entity went to take a shower and shit. But you know, I was thinking that I didn't say it, but I could see like they were fucking dead serious on their face, like when they said it.
Yeah.
My grandfather had experiences, and my grandfather passed in 2003, but I don't know, I think about the time I was maybe 15. I'm just guessing right now, I was maybe 15 or 13 at the time. But me and him had these really badass conversations of things that he's experienced, himself personally, and things that his wife, my grandmother, experienced. So I just want to briefly touch up on the things that they would experience. It's kind of weird, man. I'm glad I never experienced nothing too intense, but this one time I was showering at that same house because, like I said, all the families going through, like we were one of the families that stayed there for a while, and something scratched the shit out of my back, dude, when I was showering.
Oh, it wasn't me?
And it was three.
I know.
It left me 3 scratch marks on my back.
The mark
and
of the Trinity, right? So.
Yeah. I remember that's what your brother mentioned because fast forward, like fast forward like 10 years later, I'm here at Dragon's house with his brother showering, and it reminded me of that incident when I was 13 because I got scratched at his house showering, and it left 3 scratch marks on my back. And Dragon's brother said that was the mark, the Holy Trinity mark. And I didn't look into it because I was fucking scared.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I mean, there's probably more. There's a lot more I want to mention, but I guess, you know, we'll keep everyone intrigued for the next episode to come. So.
Of Dragon Ball Z.
Find out next time on Dragon and the Alter Ego Ball Z. Yeah.
The smash.
Okay, so I guess you could close out this episode, you know, share something, and I guess you can wrap this one up.
All right, let me share this other story. Katie. I don't know. Well, it's like a continuation of that story I said earlier, where that you know, voice or whatever the fuck, that growl, whatever the fuck. I'm gonna say it again just to creep y'all out. Is that you, John Wayne? When you said through the speaker. Nah, but you know, I'm not gonna do that fucking growl again or whatever you want to call it. But after that night, I was so scared, and it happened another night because of that door that I shut. Because after I shut that door, whatever it was got pissed, and I would never close my bedroom door, but so much shit would start happening that I actually started getting scared, and I'd even lock my bedroom door because that's how scared I was. And oh, fuck, alright, I'm gonna try to squeeze 2 stories because I gotta say why I started locking the door.
I mean, don't rush, dude. Go ahead.
Fast forward it. Put that playback fast, nigga.
You're like, you're in the midst of fast forward. John Ray.
John Wayne. Oh, try like a cat tremors. No, but
we're trying to laugh it up, man, because we hate thinking about this shit afterwards, after the episode's done.
Yeah.
We still gotta listen to it in editing, so we're fucked.
Yeah, pretty much. I remember how scared I was when I edited the first one with Voices from Hell. But anyway, uh, I'm chilling. That was funny too. I'm chilling, in my living room on my couch and shit, watching TV, and I'm watching Ghost Adventures. And there's one episode where they're dealing with a demonic entity. I can't remember exactly what episode it was, but I was just looking at it. It was new at the time. I was like, damn, that's fucking crazy. And then the apartment had a chimney. I don't even remember. I put my TV stand, all that shit in front of the chimney because I'm like, I ain't gonna use that shit. It's just me.
Oh yeah.
And well, it was a real chimney, not like a fake ass chimney or anything. And just watching TV. It's like 2 something, close to 3 in the morning. Then I hear like a scratching noise inside the chimney, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, it's probably me just hearing shit. I keep watching the episode. Then I hear something like if it's something actually climbing down from the chimney to inside the apartment, like some weird ass like clawing noise, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like,
cat trimmer.
Yeah. Well, at first I thought, where's the fucking bird?
Yeah.
Probably injured and it fell and shit, or some shit, but I never heard anything else, and I'm like, it's nothing. Then I heard this weird ass noise in there, like scratching, like real bad, but like all over the chimney, like all down or whatever. Oh shit. And I was like, man, what the fuck is that? And I was like, it's just my imagination playing tricks on me. And as soon as I said that, I still had the show paused. I sit back on the couch. As soon as I fucking sat down on my back, laid on the couch, I hear the same scratching noise to my right on the sliding door actually, like, and I'm like, oh shit! I'm like, oh man, what the fuck? And I said that in my head. I didn't say nothing. And I'm like, all right, man, this is bullshit. It's just me thinking shit. No paranormal shit's ever happened here, so it's not gonna start happening. And then, I start watching the show again, and then it's even louder right there, dude. And I turn around, and I mean, like a dumbass. I don't know why. This made me feel better. I grab a fucking gun, and I open the door, and I'm like, oh my god, there's nothing there.
Fuck, dude.
Because I had like the blinds closed or whatever. Because at night I don't want people fucking seeing the porn that I'm seeing. I mean the shows that I'm seeing. That's why I closed them, and that happened. And I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, I didn't get mad, but I was like, what the hell is following me? I'm like, what the fuck? So I go to bed, and I'm like, I'm gonna close my door now. Close it, lock that bitch. I don't know why. Me thinking locking the door was gonna help. Remember, I said that I've never closed my door before when I went to sleep there.
Yeah.
First night that I closed the door and lock it, terrifying fucking nightmare.
What was it?
John Wayne. Well, I'm asleep, and actually, it wasn't really. It's hard to explain. Because when you suffer from like sleep paralysis, it's like you're like in between, half asleep and awake or whatever.
Yeah.
And that kind of happened to me. And I guess it was using my fear against me. I'm always scared of somebody breaking in.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at over here, Exhibit A, there's a few firearms for you to choose to kill your intruder. But over there, I had my 45 because it has badass optics or whatever, glow in the dark, easy to, acquire your target. But I felt like I was going through sleep paralysis, but I felt like I was in a dream in the same way because I could see myself asleep. And then I started hearing like these loud banging on the door, and like the doorknob, and somebody hitting my front door, and I'm like, oh shit, somebody's trying to break in. But then I couldn't move. I was like, fuck, why can't I move? Then I heard the like if the door busted open or whatever, and I was like, you gotta get up, motherfucker, grab that gun and shoot that motherfucker. And then I started hearing like these weird ass like noises, like they weren't human noises. They were like, I don't want to say so much like growls, but like just like scary voices or whatever.
Yeah.
And I still couldn't move. I was using all my strength, and I barely moved my hand, like not even an inch. I don't know if it's ever happened to you. It's like, fuck. And then I could hear the doorknob on my door start like wiggling, like someone was trying to get in. And all of a sudden, something started beating on the door like hard, dude. I thought she was gonna break down, and it started shaking like that. So like, and it was just, I was so scared. And then I was, I kept hearing like those weird ass voices, and I just started praying. And I wasn't really praying. I don't know why. It reminds me of that movie.
Fuck, I'm stupid, dude. Right when you said I started praying, like in my head, I was like, first praying. Like, I started hurting.
Yeah,
First
got my
praying.
ass. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, but you remember that? What was that movie where the Wayne brothers make fun of where Cedric the Entertainer's the. Well, I guess it's one of the scary movies where he's like the power of Christ compels you, bitch. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I actually started screaming that, and I just kept saying it, and then I was able to move. And when I woke up, I could still hear my door being rattled, and I grabbed my 45, and I just aimed it at the door, waiting for somebody to come in. And all of a sudden, everything's quiet. My music just starts playing again, low the way it was, and it's like nothing happened. Like it's like quiet, dude. Like no noise at all. And I'm just like, I just hear myself breathing heavy, and I'm just aiming the gun towards the door, and I'm like, and you believe me, it took me at least 15 minutes to actually move from the position that I was in, just aiming at the door. And then I went to the closet because I'm gay, and I went back in. Nah, I'm just kidding. Now I grabbed my shotgun, and I was like, all right, let's clear the apartment. Obviously, somebody was in here, and I'm expecting to see the front door kicked open because of all that loud noise I was hearing. And I was thinking to myself, how come nobody have heard that? Maybe the cops are on their way. Nah, dude, open the door. I seen no light from the outside because the apartments have like these automatic like lights that would come on the outside.
Yeah.
And I was with my shotgun clearing the living room, the kitchen. I'm like, I opened the door outside. There's no marks or anything. I was like, what the fuck? And that's when I went back to my bed. And I was kind of pissed off. And I said, are you fucking mad because I closed that fucking door? I'm like, are you mad because I also closed my bedroom door? I'm like, if it makes you feel any fucking better, fine, I'll leave it open. I'll never close my door again while I live here. So, I left my bedroom door open. Never had any issues again.
Wow, dude, that's fucking crazy.
And I stayed there for another like 4 months and shit. And the door to the patio never opened again. Because it was in connection to that.
Wow.
Isn't that fucking crazy? I gotta tell him like, all right.
I don't know how you had the guts to stay there alone, man.
I have a choice, man. Well, I guess that's it for me. I guess that's it for the whole episode.
Yeah, dude. I guess we could wrap this episode up. We have plenty more scary episodes, scary stories, experiences coming your way. So definitely stay in tune. Stay in tune. Hey, stay in tune as well.
I know, right? But I want to hear how your voice all fucked up, man.
Yeah. Definitely stay tuned, guys. And thank you so much for listening to Hysteria Texas Radio Show. This is The Alter Ego.
This is Ryan.
Later, guys.
Hey guys, so we got this thing going where every episode we've been making is longer than the other, so
yeah, it's stupid, but we want to continue the thing.
Yeah, so we want to make it longer.
So what? The last episode was a minute and 10. The one before was a minute and 10. An hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
The one before that was an hour and 8 minutes. So we're gonna try and pass that hour and 10-minute mark. So
yeah, so we just need like a minute or two. It's like a premature ejaculation.
Yeah, so we're pretty stupid for coming back like this, but we're like, fuck it.
Yeah, but see, we care about you, the viewers. I mean, the listeners.
You're listening?
I hope they are.
Is that you?
John.
Oh, also I want to explain why there's a fucking cat in the image and why we keep saying. I think we explained this last episode, but just in case you forgot or you weren't listening.
Because you're a bitch.
The reason we say tremors and oh, it was a trimmer. Oh, it was a cat. Like, I guess you want to explain that to them. You can explain that part to them.
Oh yeah, go back to our last episode. Now we're watching this paranormal show, and of course I always have the fucking skeptic guy or whatever. But there was this family that was I forgot what they were being tormented by, but they brought in a so-called expert or whatever, and all the person told them was oh, you know, the shaking of the foundation of the house, you know, it's just tremors, and those weird creature-like noises you heard is probably just a cat.
So yeah, so we always debunk everything with a trimmer and cat now. So that's why there's a cat in this episode image. And so if you hear it, future references, you know what it is.
Yeah, and explains the cat. The cute little cat.
So yeah, what are you guys doing right now as you're listening to this?
Yeah, like, are you like touching yourself?
Oh, speaking of touching, I'm looking here at my notes as we're talking about all this scary shit for October. And I bust out laughing because, like, I have all these notes, like, oh, yeah, the story of this, and, oh, this scary experience, and under there's more notes. And we're not gonna say what these stories are, but one says immigrant fucking / jacking off. There's another bullet point, old hooker at the corner store, and then it's random, like, poor customer service, people not doing their jobs, and it's just funny because
I think we already talked about that one, actually.
I put all this fucking scary notes right under that, so
that shit was fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, I think we passed the mark now.
Yeah, we have set a new fucking level, a new bar, new black dick for us to climb.
So next we'll see how low we can make the episode. We're gonna go backwards now.
How low we can go.
All right, once again, thank you for tuning in. Later, guys.
Have a good one, man. Stay safe, and hopefully you have some stories for us later.